Hey guys, welcome back to another model bench update. So it's been about 7 to 10 days since my last one, as a lot of people around the world experienced like me, were kind of on home lockdown, so plenty of time for model. And this hobby is actually the perfect hobby to have, especially if you have a stash. So my stash is probably enough to keep me going for about 10 years and plenty of supplies, so no problems here. I have no problem staying at home, knocking out these models and building it, really enjoy it. So obviously working from home, but it gives me plenty of time to to get building. So since my last update again, which is about 7-10 days ago, I received a Viggen and I've built and finished a Viggen. So again, so plenty of time every day, been working on it. Really happy how it turned out. And if you guys remember, it was this guy right here. So the boxing comes in, it's two boxes. You get a 2-seater, single-seater, and a book, which I have right here actually. So it's a really nice book you get with it. I'm really kind of digging these like limited edition packs from various manufacturers where you get the books included, because it's nice, because even though you built the models, you still always have the books to kind of look at. And if I can't turn it around, you can kind of see all these beautiful pictures in the book. Great reference pictures. So this is Duke Hawkins, specially printed for Special Hobby, the Saab 37 Viggen book. But that's included, so you get, like I say, 2 kits and this, and it's about $60 US dollars. So it's a really good value getting 2 kits and the book, I think. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Also, a couple of projects. I did receive, as I mentioned, the rifle models for Firefly Sherman tank, and yep, finally started some armor. So I've done a little bit on it. I'll show you kind of where I'm at with that. And also just whittling away in spare time at the SU-34, the 72nd scale one from Trumpeter. All I've really done is just kind of sandwich 2 halves together and cut the front off and put the resin nose in. But again, I'll show you that one as well. So as I mentioned, being very productive the past couple of weeks. I think in the month of March, I've actually completed 3 models, although 2 I started kind of around Christmas times. They kind of finished about the start of March, and then the big and obviously I just knocked down just about a week or so. So Mojo's really flowing well, really enjoying the 72nd scale jets. And so yeah, so far I waffle too much. Let me switch the camera down and we'll check out, see what I've been building. Okay, so here it is, the finished Viggen. Just sat on a Coastal Kits display base. It's not attached or anything, it's just sat there, just purely for some camera shots. So just to remind you, it was this guy right here, the Special Hobby, which is Drangus reboxing of the AJ-37 Viggen, Swedish fighter plane. Great kit. Did use a lot of filler. The only issues with this, great detail, I like the kit. Really enjoyed building it. The only problem was they're very modular. I think you get like, I think you build 4 different versions from the kit. So a lot of the sprues you have to adjust. The spine back here you have to cut a little bit off to make it fit for the single-seater. A lot of putty needed in certain parts. Being a limited run kit, it's not like a Tamiya kit, so there was not much way of locating tabs, that kind of stuff. But really kind of happy how it turned out. So it did use the beautiful Swedish Splinter camo, used DN masks. I think I still have them right here. These guys from DN Models, and it's this number right here. This is, there's no way I could do this by hand or with like masking tape. I'd lose my patience. It'd take me weeks and weeks of masking. So I did use some these masking templates. Really good quality. I've used Aero masks and other ones before, but these ones 0 bleed, really easy to use. The only problem is it comes with no real instructions. How I did paint this is I started with the black and then went to dark green. In hindsight, if I was going to build this again and use those masks, I would use the dark green first, because the dark green is more the predominant kind of color to get you kind of centered in situations. So I use dark green first, and then I'll go to black, light green, then tan in that order if I was to build this a second time. Even though I used masks, a lot of master tape was used, and it took me a lot of time. Most of this time this build was painting this beautiful splinter pattern. But again, I'm really happy how it turned out. I did make a mistake on this one. I realized literally this morning when last thing I do on the build is really add this landing gear and little bits and bobs, the pitot tubes and stuff. I realized when I put landing gear on this morning that I put the nose wheel bay in backwards. So the actual nose gear is actually facing backwards too. So, I mean, most of us, including myself, casual aviation enthusiasts, isn't going to know. It looks pretty good the way it is, but if you're a rivet counter, you're going to notice that I did put the nose wheel bay in backwards. As I mentioned, it is a limited run kit, so it's you know, there is no real locating tabs and stuff on a lot of these things, so it's quite easy to get stuff mixed up if you're not paying great attention. So I did that. I mean, a couple of pitot tubes I lost, the Carpet Monster got.
And the fact that I just found out I put the thing on backwards, I couldn't didn't want to spend too much of my hands and knees trying to find the part, so I kind of left it the way it is, one pitot tube instead of 4, pretty well 3, I think, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, well 4, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. So painted this as always. Well, this one actually is Guns paints, beautiful paints, take a little bit longer to dry than the usual Tamiya lacquer paints. Use the Aqueous Guns paints. Follow the instructions, which Special Hobby provide for the colors, which seemed pretty good match. So I used those, and then I put in a Flory Models Dark Dirt Wash for the panel lines. I mean, after that I did instant oils. Being camo, it's quite busy, so you don't really see many oils, but I just subtly did some of the panel lines. You might be able to see. Used smoke and shadow brown, and then faded yellow in a couple of places. Dark faded yellow for the hydraulic leaks. Tons of decals on this too, you don't really see in this scale. About 150 decals I put on the other night. But yeah, really happy how it turned out. It's out of the box. The only thing I used was the resin seat from CMK that goes with it. The resin jump seat, ejection seat, and that was, I think, is it. Just the masks. And that was pretty much it. So really kind of happy how it turned out. I kind of moved around a little bit. You can kind of see some different angles. The only other things I used for the leading edges, always the color I like is the Model Air. I like their metallic range, not for like shiny metal finishes, but just for generic kind of paint work. They're good at brush paint or spray paint, but the pigment goes everywhere. So even though I'm pretty much mastered the whole aircraft, I still got the odd kind of like speckles of aluminum here and there. I try to rub some off. At the end, I let some go. It kind of looks a little bit like chipping and stuff. So it is what it is, but there you go, moving around again. These wheels are really skinny too. You can see the wheels. I've never seen wheels so skinny. I was worried the whole thing's going to fall down, but I super glued everything, all the gear in. It seems pretty sturdy, so good thing. And then moving around again, you can see that unpainted, put instructions, the unpainted intake on the right here. Again, that beautiful camo scheme. There's a lot more stuff you could do with this kit. Out the box, you can do open a couple of panels and that kind of stuff. For me, I didn't bother. I just went kind of closed up. I know the typical way of the Viggen, when it's powered down, you have the flaps down. This kit, unless you cut it off, you can't. You can buy resin aftermarket flaps, which I do have for another kit, but this one I just kept the way it is out the box. It went simple. There's, like I said, I used a lot of putty and stuff anyway, and I just felt if I was cutting some of these panels, which weren't even square, they were kind of like angled and stuff, I'd make a mess of it and I'd probably ruin the aircraft. So I figured I just, the main thing with this is the camo pattern, and that's kind of what I went with. So that's the Viggen. Again, really happy how it turned out. Great size as well. As you can see here, if we'll put it against like a microset bottle, you can kind of see the scale there. Wasn't too small to work with. Great detail. I highly recommend these kits. I believe there's 4 of them out right now. Various versions. There's the 2-seater, and there's a few of the single-seaters, reconnaissance, and different versions. Does come with a fuel tank. It doesn't come with any weapons. None of these Special Hobby kits come with weapons for the Viggen. Just bear that in mind too. Okay, so let me put this one to the side without dropping it. And what next? So SU-34. This is a trumpeter one. So it's not really much to it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's all weapons in the box. There's not too many parts. So what I did basically was I built what I needed to do to get the 2 pieces together, which I did. I finally got the pieces together and got the resin nose in. So I had to do some surgery at the front here, cut. You see I did a lot of filler. Hopefully not going to see that once everything's primed and painted. Still needs a lot of work on it, some of these seams and stuff, but really just want to kind of get the main thing together. Put the main cockpit in too, and then I'll just work on the other detail and get that put in, the control panels and stuff. This guy goes right here, like that. Yeah, really unusual looking aircraft. To be honest, I looked, the resin nose is a ton different from the kit nose. It's a little bit different, and I think it's enough to make as I had it, I thought, I'd use it. If you didn't use it with the kit, I think it'd be fine. But yeah, another big aircraft. This is again 72nd scale, but it's pretty huge. So yeah, pretty much worked on this. As always, these trumpeted Russian kits, they go over really good. These Russian jets, these flankers and stuff. So that's where I'm at with this one. This is I'm just working on a slow time, you know, here and there a little bit. So my next job is really just work on some of these seam lines and get like nice and tidy, the 2 parts, and then get going on the cockpit stuff. Okay, so that's that. And then last thing I'll be working on is this guy, the Firefly. So, as you know, I've used to be an armor modeler. I kind of lost the mojo. I've always had an interest in aviation, but I used to suck at building aircraft, at least until about a year ago. I really kind of got going and got the flow together and really started building really nice aircraft. Since then, I've not really looked back. But this guy did catch my eye. It's a beautiful kit. So, I'm really like step 2 on the instructions. Basically what I've done is really just put the back end on. There's a ton of detail. It's a beautiful kit, as I said. If you can see it, but the cast texture, some photo etch in there too. So basically, it's going to be all closed up. You can open these doors and stuff, but there's no interior on this, so there's not really any point kind of doing that. They are bringing out rifle models are bringing out a Sherman with 4 interior later on this, well, probably summer or spring. But said this Firefly version, no interior, but that's what I wanted. I don't really bogged down with tons of work and stuff. So I basically built that and just a couple of little bits. So this little guy, I thought it was a toolbox. It might be a toolbox or maybe part of the tank. I'm not too sure, but this little tiny guy with photo etch. Again, this is all straight out the kit. It comes with a big Fiala photo etch included and workable tracks as well. So basically down in a couple of little pieces. So like I say, really just getting started with this. Say the mojo's kind of gone with armor. It's, you know, I can sit down and do a little bit here and there, but I couldn't sit down and spend hours like I do with aircraft building this. I just lose my interest a little bit, to be honest with you. I'm predominantly very much into the aircraft right now. It might change, things change over time, but you know, again, I'll get this finished, no problem, and I'm really, you know, enjoying what I'm doing thus far. It makes a little change from doing aircraft, but I really hate PE right now, and the fact to get loads of PE in this isn't really such a great thing either, but for me anyway. But anyway, so that's what I've been up to. So I say it's only been a week or so, but see, I've done quite a lot, and I started and finished the vegan pretty much since the last video. So yeah, really happy how that turned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera back to me and let's talk a little bit about what I've got in the mail and purchased in the last week or two since we spoke last.
So there you go. So made a lot of progress, a lot of bench time the last couple of weeks. Kind of really happy how the vegan turned out, although I did make that boo-boo with the landing gear, but hey, you don't really notice unless you're a rivet counter, I guess. So last thing, as always, let's talk a little bit about what I've received in the past couple of weeks since my last update. I got 3 kits. One we already talked about with the Sherman, and I did receive a tool. So let me show you this guy. So I received this. I got it from Amazon. It's called Ginour, Ginour, G-I-N-O-U-R, and the model number is TPK-PT014. It's basically a little rechargeable kind of drill. This button and adjust the speeds. Comes in 3 different speeds, which is perfect modeling, and you just has a USB cord, so you just charge it up for the USB. Now I have the Tamiya drill, which I've been using for a while, although I kind of broke it a little bit. It's a little loose to your head, but you know, it works okay. But this guy's working. I mean, I just tried a few holes on that Sherman tank, and I mean, it's amazing. Like the control and how it goes with the plastic. It's not in just the speed, and I mean, this is going to be a really useful tool to have. And what I'm using is just these little like micro PCB like drill heads. They just kind of slot straight in, or you can use any kind of drill bit really. Also, it comes with a few like Dremel kind of attachments right here. So you got the some like grinding wheels and some files and stuff and different tools and stuff. So it fits the Dremel stuff. So it's like basically like a portable kind of Dremel. I know Proxion like make a beautiful one. I think it's about $100, make 60-80 pounds with the control speed. But this was about $20 shipped on Amazon Prime, just over $20 I think. Amazon, I got it in a couple of days, and yeah, I'm really impressed with it. Hopefully it lasts, and like I said, I've just used it a little bit, but so far it works really well. Again, so it kicks in, it's a low speed, medium, and a high, and it's yeah, perfect for scale modeling, I think, for drilling all those holes. So I just want to shout out for that one. So that's a tool I've got. So again, it's the, hold it close, you can kind of see there the model number and stuff. Yep. So cool, I'll share that with you guys. That's the tool I've got. And then the kits, obviously we talked about this one already, but I did get this one in last week, the British Sherman Firefly. It actually comes in 3 different schemes. It has the British one, which I'm doing, Netherlands, and also the Polish. Fantastic kit. If you're into the armor, it's the detail, the casting on the turret and everything. It's really a great little kit. Comes with PE. Excuse me, the price I think is that bad. You get, like I say, the PE workable tracks, really nice quality too. So that's one piece of armor and one first kit I got. Second kit I got is this guy, again keeping on 72nd scale theme, is the F-15E Great War Hobbies 72nd scale Eagle, but this is in the special 75th anniversary D-Day, I think it's D-Day's 75th anniversary markings. Let's see that. So yeah, it's a really interesting scheme. All these like limited edition and kind of special schemes I like to pick up before they kind of sell out kind of thing, although it's been around a while. I built the F-15E regular version in 48 scale from Great War Hobbies, and that is funny, actually this afternoon when I was down on my case downstairs, I looked at it, and it's after the last few months working on 72nd scale, the 48 scale Eagle was huge. It's massive. So these are really nice size. These bigger jets and 72nd scales. I can always kind of repeating myself every video, but yeah, like this one, I did. Unfortunately, I got some Sprue Brothers with something else. I ordered. Obviously, this is what I ordered, and actually last week it arrived as on Friday as the regular E. They shipped me the wrong one, so I emailed them, and then literally that day they put me the right one in the mail, and I got it today, Monday. So from Friday to Monday, that's really good service. Unfortunately, Sprue Brothers, that's the second order in a row now where they've misshipped me a product. If you remember, about a month ago, when I got those, excuse me, cough. So when I got those bases, Coastal Kits bases for the Tornado, they shipped me the wrong one as well, but they're usually pretty good. Like within 10-20 minutes they respond to the email, and he sends me the replacement out, and then he sends me a return label, ship back the incorrect items. So I traditionally buy a lot of stuff overseas, just find a lot cheaper, but obviously now with the way things are in the mail around the world, and a lot of stuff shut down, I'm sticking more to the US. I pay a little bit more, but shopping more places like Sprue Brothers. Scale Hobbyist is another really great store I like. They've got great service, great website, probably the best website in scale modeling. The way it's easy to find stuff and sort stuff, but I do find that they're a little bit behind somewhat in the new releases. I don't buy from so much. I buy a lot of paints and kind of sundries and stuff from them occasionally, but when it comes to kits, they're normally a few weeks behind Sprue Brothers and new releases and stuff. That's why I kind of stick more with Sprue Brothers. Also with this one, this is on the every weekend they do a special deal. Well, they do deal of the day, and the weekend they do a special deal. And the special deal the week I bought this was 20% off all Great War Hobbies and Ryefield model kits. Hence why I bought these two. So I got both 20% off. So I got a good deal. So this one looks really nice. Again, this markings. It goes nicely with my F-15I. I'm looking over my stash, the Israeli one, the Great War Hobbies Israeli scheme too. So I have a couple of really nice F-15s. So that's the second kit I got. And the third kit, something I got on eBay. And there's always a risk on eBay. You never know what you get. But this thing's been sold out for a while. It's something I had a chance to buy it when it's a limited edition Edward kit. When it first came out, I had a chance to buy it. Well, I saw it at a few stores, it was in stock, and I kind of and at the time I wasn't really working 72nd scale. I was working more big stuff like 32nd and 48th. So I kind of turned to, although I really kind of liked it and wanted to buy it, I didn't in the end. And then it sold out about a year ago, and I kind of regretted it. And then ever since, I think, well, let me show the kit first of all. So it's this guy, which is the Edward limited edition Hind 2-pack. So you get 2 and a book. So talking about the books with the big one, you actually get a book with this one too. So this one's sold out long time. I saw this on eBay. I made him an offer at fair price. Wasn't really that much more than retail, to be honest with you, and I accepted the offer. So I got it. The little box is a little bit dented, but the content inside is perfect. I went for all the sprues. I stole the bags. Everything's good. The clear parts are good. So this is. I never built a Hind before. I'm not really a big helicopter person, but it's just kind of cool. And I think what really kind of stoked my interest maybe is the who is it? The mine's got blank. I think it's Zvezda bringing out the 48 scale Hind. I saw it. I was a little bit disappointed with that. It looks very plain. It's a really cheap price, but there's not much detail on it. It's something you got to put a lot of work in, like rivet it and add some aftermarket and stuff. So I was a little disappointed with seeing the shots. I think it's coming out any day now. It'll be out pretty soon. But I was a little bit disappointed. So I was hoping to build the 48 Hind, but then I knew they have this really good kit, the 72nd scale. Zvezda produced this too. So this one comes in tons of really nice markings. I mean, I think it's like 15 or so, like different markings for the two jets. You can two jets and helicopters, should I say? But there's some really nice ones in there, some Tiger schemes and stuff. And it comes with like this little kind of card too. I can't remember the exact story on it, but it comes with like this little like 72nd scale car. I think it's in the museum or something. Also, being the Eduard limited edition pack, it comes with all the goodies. So you have the mask, the color photo etch, some resin stuff. This is a few of the resin bits and bobs, like pods and weapons and stuff. So really kind of everything you need in here. So again, you make two versions. I don't remember exactly what the versions are, but I think it's M24 and the 25 you can make. But yeah, tons of options and just really nice boxing. Again, another less limited edition one. So I was really kind of excited to get this one, and I'm really looking forward to it for a while. So that's the third kit I got, and that's pretty much it really. I'm kind of up to date. I don't really have much on order. Waiting for a few things to be released in the next few months or so, but I'm pretty good for stash wise. As you know, I've bought quite a lot of stuff recently, and kind of excited to get on with some projects. So Figgun's finished. Got a couple of things I'm working on. The SU-34 is really kind of little side projects I'm working on. So too is the Ryefield. Mojo's not flowing that much for the armor. I don't mind a little bit here and there, but I can't see it for hours and then building it. So I want to get back to another aircraft. So next couple of days, I'll think about a new project. As always, when I finish a project, I like to clean my bench down, get everything clean, put away, and then start a new project. I don't know. I seeing the F-15 Eagle in my cabinet downstairs earlier today, the 48 scale one. It just kind of made me think about building something 48 scale in my stash. I have plenty of those and 72nd. I might even think about Desert Babe, possibly a Tornado. I might start and do some more the kit, but I'm not really looking to start like a real big super build right now. Like the A10 I have with all the resin parts and stuff. I want something maybe straight out of the box, a little bit simpler, just to kind of keep the mojo going. So I'll think the next couple of days, the next time we do an update, you'll see what I'm working on. So it'll be either 72nd or 48 scale, probably modern fighter jet or some sort. And that is pretty much it. So thank you for watching and staying with me again. You see, I'm posting a lot of videos right now. I do have some spare time, and I like posting the review videos, getting really good feedback. Thank you for all the great comments. Really humbling. Appreciate everybody following along as new subscribers. Yeah, like I say, it's just casual, just really kind of do this as a blog, just kind of document what I'm doing and where I'm doing it and that kind of stuff. I'm glad you guys are following along. If you guys want me to review any kits you see in my stash, which I haven't done yet, just feel free to shoot me a message or comment down below, and I'm happy to do so. So that's pretty much it. So again, as always, thank you for watching, stay safe, and happy modeling.